The Honda HR-V has long flown under the radar as a surprisingly unique small SUV. But until this latest generation, a long period in between new HR-V products has allowed up-and-coming rival small SUVs such as the MG ZS and Kia Seltos to run away with a large chunk of small SUV segment sales. With the 2022 Honda HR-V, the Japanese carmaker has made great strides in updating the aging infotainment system and dated style of its predecessor, tapping the public's thirst for hybridized models. Top-spec Honda HR-V is powered by a new 1.5-liter four-cylinder engine that is 96 kilowatts and 253 Nm. While these numbers are down on the outgoing HR-V, fuel consumption is a much more frugal 4.3 liters/100 kilometers combined, Honda's claim, compared to before. In terms of how the HR-V performs on road, there is a willingness to use that power. But it can feel a bit underpowered in high-demand situations like overtaking. This may not be ideal for rural buyers, but city drivers will rarely notice a lack of power. The continuously variable transmission paired to the powertrain is responsive to throttle prods and changing speeds. In terms of style and equipment levels, the new HR-V's interior is a nice step up from that of its predecessor. The new 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system is more modern, and has a higher resolution display than the previous setup. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay integrate seamlessly with the native system when you connect your smartphone via a cable to the USB port that's situated closest to the driver. The second USB port in the front is purely for charging devices, while the executive derivative comes with a wireless charging pad and 2 extra USB ports in the rear. Overall, the fit and finish and choice of materials are of premium quality, which lifts the overall feel of the cabin. It feels particularly well put together with very tight shut lines and a solid feel to all the buttons and rotary dials. Driver space is good, making for a comfortable, cozy place to spend time, and everything is conveniently placed within the driver's reach. There is not a huge amount of space for the legs of taller drivers, which becomes apparent when you slide in underneath the steering wheel and into the seat. But once ensconced, there are no huge complaints. Storage in the first row is plentiful, with a sizable cubby in front of the gear shifter and a secret little slot above the two. Standard active safety kit across the range includes items such as adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, front and rear parking sensors, traffic sign recognition, and autonomous emergency braking. This equipment comes as part of the branded Honda Sensing Safety Suite. Specific to the HEV L model grade are additions such as blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert. The HR-V comes with front, side, and full-length curtain airbags. The HR-V does make up ground on its rivals in terms of practicality. For a coupe SUV, it's extremely spacious in the rear passenger area, and while the load bay is claimed to hold only 304 liters, it will easily swallow a pair of large suitcases. Honda's Magic Seats also make the rear loading area completely flat, when flopped forward, and offer more options, because the seats can either be folded flat or tumbled backwards if you want more loading area behind the front seats. And doesn't exhibit that typical CVT annoyance of being overly drony or loud. The driving position is comfortable and provides decent all-round visibility, which helps when maneuvering the car around suburban streets. The light, direct steering feel is welcome in a small SUV, which makes it an entertaining thing to zip around in, and even impresses when sniffing out a set of twisty roads. A small array of drive modes are available, such as Econ, which prioritizes the hybrid powertrain to run the car in electric mode for a short amount of time. Or you can lean more heavily on the petrol engine in sport mode, if left in normal. The HR-V does a good job of shifting between power sources without fussing the driver. And you can even get up to cruising speeds using electricity, and a light throttle pressure. The car remains mostly quiet when running around the city, though there is some road noise on the coarser chip bitumen typical of country B roads. Ride quality is a highlight of the HR-V. With a compliant and soft suspension tune that commendably shields people inside the cabin from large bumps and small undulations. It's an impressively well-controlled suspension system for a small SUV.